guys, welcome back to another episode of the Watchdog Studio. Today's a special episode. We'll be taking a look at Omega's new Seamaster Professional with the updated Master Chronometer 8800 movement. It's going to be a good one. Before we get into it, guys, I'd like to give a big shout out to the team at Richter and Phillips who provided the watch today for this shoot. They have a great selection, are just as passionate about watches as we are. So guys, please check them out. I have a link in the description for their website. And with that out of the way, let's get started. Alright guys, so with the unboxing, the first thing you're going to receive is this nice gift bag, courtesy of the team at Richter and Phillips. In it, we will find a protective sleeve around the box with Omega's logo printed on top. Take that off and you'll see the gorgeous wooden box with the well done polish, which is resistant to fingerprints, which is always a plus if you use your boxes as displays. On top, you will see the raised Omega logo and Omega seal at the front of the box, which also acts as an unlocking mechanism. So if we press it, we can get to the inside, in which we find it lined with the red stitching on the outer sides and bolstered in the soft cream leather. We again see the Omega logo embossed at the underside, again, great for displaying your timepiece. On the left and right sides we find compartments to keep your papers and storage. It also comes with a little jewelry bag, courtesy from Omega, which I think is a nice touch. And now finally we get to the watch itself, the Omega Seamaster Professional. So with the new Seamaster, you'll find Omega made some significant changes, most for the better. The first being that astonishing wave dial. This isn't anything new if you've been a fan of the line the past couple decades, but the deeper cuts, along with material choice of ceramic, gives the watch a stunning look that only gets better when you introduce some light. You'll then find the dial shimmering as it catches every beam that hits it, only interrupted by the shadows of the hands, which you could argue is just as mesmerizing. It only gets better when you start noticing the little details, such as the applied hour markers, which are also polished around the edges to coincide with the ceramic dial. If you look close enough, you'll find the chemical symbol for zirconium dioxide, better known as ceramic. And not just any ceramic. Zirconium dioxide is almost on the same playing field as steel, so you can be sure your watch is safe if the bezel takes a hit or two. Let's move on to the outer design of the case. Spanning 42mm in diameter and a height of 13.5mm, the new Seamaster has definitely grown in size compared to its predecessors. However, it's still rather normal for a modern day diver, and if you consider some new thickness is due to the dome sapphire crystal, and the fact Omega has slimmed the helium escape valve, the watch does rather well on the wrist, especially when paired with the rubber strap that tapers with the lugs. The watch can be easily worn every day. And why wouldn't you? If you're not admiring the dial, you'll catch yourself being amazed at the level of finishing on the case. The combination of the polished and brushed surfaces are only topped when you notice the level of finishing on the signed crown. Not to mention how effortless it is to operate. The functionality is quite simple. Unscrew the crown for winding, pull to the first position to adjust the date at the 6 o'clock marker, and second position to adjust the time. So with all that said, if you still aren't impressed with the watch, if the choice of materials aren't to your liking, or the level of finish on the dial and case aren't leaving you speechless, then I'd like to introduce you to the part that will, and where I think Omega as a brand has made something so beautiful that it almost stops you from wearing the watch because you'll be caught staring at it for hours and hours upon end. This is where we come to the Omega Calibre 8800, best known for utilizing the Coaxial escapement. You may have noticed it written on the dial earlier in the video, but I wanted to wait to talk about it till now because it truly is something special. However, before you can understand the significance of the escapement, you first have to understand what came before it, that being the Swiss lever escapement. Being adopted by the majority of brands in Switzerland, it became standard and functioned suitably, yet there was one downside. Oil. The movement had to be oiled periodically due to sliding friction caused by the paddle fork. The creator of the Coaxial Escapement, British watchmaker George Daniels, sought to create a replacement for the Escapement. Mind you, the lever Escapement has been used for 2 centuries, so this would be no small feat. And it wasn't. It took Daniels multiple prototypes, repeated denials from Swiss brands, including Patek Philippe, and to top it all off, it was during the quartz crisis. But that didn't stop him. The development of the Coaxial Escapement utilizes a third lever that transmits the energy onto a separate cog that shares the same axis as the Escapement cog, hence the name Coaxial, thereby eliminating the sliding friction and theoretically the need for lubrication. That's one of the many reasons why he's known today as the most important watchmaker of the 20th century. Still, his work didn't get the appreciation it deserved until Omega bought the patent rights in 1999. Fast forward 20 years and we come to this, the calibre 8800. It's META certified, which is a step up from cost certification. Each movement is subject to 8 tests done over the course of 10 days. It's rigorous nonetheless, but you can rest assured Omega was up for the challenge. And with the specs to prove it, 55-hour power reserve, resistance 15,000 Gauss, beat rate of 3.5 Hz, rhodium plated rotor and bridges, Geneva waves, and blackened screws, is definitely a work of art. Looking at the whole package, Omega's done something incredible. Priced at roughly $4,900 US, it's definitely a luxury piece. However, if you consider the choice of materials, the level of finishing, and the fact that you're buying a piece of history from one of watchmaking's best, it's practically a bargain. I only had the watch for a brief time, however, it's given me a newfound appreciation and respect for the brand. I'd show it does for you as well, so don't miss out on arguably the best iteration of the Seamaster Professional to date. Thanks for watching.